5 research projects that can arise from your work. Is the cabin fever real? Cabin fever is a popular term for a relatively common reaction to being isolated or confined for an extended period of time. Cabin fever is not a specific diagnosis, but rather a constellation of symptoms that can occur under these circumstances. Cabin fever can lead to a series of symptoms that can be difficult to manage without proper coping techniques. Cabin fever isn't a recognized psychological disorder, but that doesn't mean the feelings aren't real. The distress is very real. It can make fulfilling the requirements of every day difficult.
Is education being sacrificed by the new method of education? The longer schools stay closed, the higher the risk of children and youth losing out on their future. 24 million children and youth are at risk of dropping out. A new UNESCO study shows that over 100 million children will fall below the minimum proficiency level in reading due to the impact of school closures. Teachers require training and support and adjusting curricula and assessment methods to measure and mitigate learning losses and prevent vulnerable students from dropping out. This is said by UNESCO in March of 2021.
Are students really learning with this new method? Many students say that learning through Zoom meetings isn't the best way to learn. Falling asleep and getting distracted are really common at this new method of learning. Many students lose their taste to learn in school because of this, and many keep studying not because of the experience of learning. Instead, they don't want to be left behind, linking this to stress and some dropping out.
How will students get back to their normal life in school? Nowadays, it's hard to imagine what life will be when everything goes back to normal. Going to school or work every day seems like something awful, but now we want those normal moments back. Some places and some schools reopened during lockdown, following strict rules like the use of masks and the maximum capacity in the school. Only few got the experience this way of learning, yet we'll have to wait some time to get to regular classes. Are schools during lockdown really worried about students' psychological health? Just few universities and schools are really worried about their students' mental health, but most of the example just want to keep their place and keep giving classes. If not, the school will have to close.
Which age of students is the most affected by the lockdown? We have to understand that the lockdown has been hard for everyone. Students feeling it more than most of the adults. With some common sense, we will think that adolescents and college students are the most affected by, being the college students more stressed about classes and learning with this lockdown getting harder to understand some topics. The high school student missing the social interaction and some of the best times are also overwhelmed by the situation. Despite the fact that the older students are the ones getting the hard job, a recent article from The Guardian says, youngest pupils in England worst affected by COVID learning loss. Data finds that those aged 6 and 7 most likely to fall behind in maths and writing. What else can be studied based on the results? Many topics and questions can arise from the results that we've got. We can start investigations about the mood of an average student during the pandemic. Why are students feeling tired, bored, and almost drained? How much can a student put up with the use of constant digital devices, and how harmful can it be using them for extensive periods of time? Of course, an in-depth study about the lockdown will be very effective